Most people think that watching more tutorials will make them a better musician and a better producer, but that might be the worst advice I hear in the industry. But I get it. Everyone says just learn it all on YouTube. There's a tutorial for everything out there, so you can easily learn everything you need to know. But let me ask you, how many successful artists, musicians, and producers create something unique, pioneer a new sound, create pro top quality work, and learn that from tutorials? If you're someone who's going to be successful with their music, then you already know that watching tutorials isn't going to help you make revolutionary music. In fact, if you keep leaning on other people's guides, other people's strategies, other people's how-tos, you may never make any music that cuts through the noise. So how can you become a better artist, musician, and producer and cut through the noise? Number one is to learn from your personal experience and your own music. Now, I'm not dissing tutorials. I create a bunch of tutorials on YouTube, but where the problem lies is when we lean too much on tutorials versus leaning more on our own personal experience. Because if every time we hit a roadblock, an obstacle, or come across a problem, we end up looking for tutorials to solve that problem, there's a deeper psychological principle that's operating when we do that. And it spells out this: a lack of confidence in our own abilities. You might be thinking, well, Alex, you make a ton of tutorials. Yes, however, the intention behind everything I put out is to help empower and inspire creative people to find their spark and transform themselves into a successful and prolific creator. So if we're not careful, tutorials can be the enemy in disguise, a Trojan horse. So whenever you're feeling unconfident with your current skill level, instead of leaning into that fear and pushing through and learning through your personal experience, you always lean on tutorials. However, what are we avoiding when we lean into learning more information in the face of uncertainty? Most of the time when we go out and seek more information, we're actually running away from a deeper fear of leaning into the work, of leaning into the problem that we're facing. However, unless you immediately put into action the information you learn from a tutorial on the music you're currently working on, it will all be in vain. All right, there's a lot to be said about the subconscious and muscle memory when it comes to the learning process. You see, we develop great memory for the information we actually put into action. The more you can exercise applying the information you learn and creating knowledge from your own actions, the more you'll embed your skill sets in your subconscious back brain and your muscle memory. Number two is to identify yourself as more of a creator than a consumer. And there is a big difference between creation and consumption. Okay, and if you want to be a music producer, if you want to be a creator, you have to focus on outputting more than you're inputting. Watching tutorials, going through courses, reading books are all forms of consumption. They are inputs versus creating and making music are all outputs. If you're interested in a process that helps you expand your creativity and learn from your own music, I've got a 7-step framework that helps you develop that in the description below. Number three is to punch perfectionism right in the face. All right, so you got to let go of trying to get it right, because in art, in creativity, there is no right or wrong answers. And at the end of the day, you have to learn to trust yourself to know what the right and the wrong answer is at any given point in time with your music. Plus, if we can let go of the pressure of trying to get it right, of this expectation of ourselves, this prejudgment of our work, of trying to get everything perfect, we're going to be a lot more suited to get into flow state and to have a good time when we're in the studio, which will yield better music. You'll also want to learn to embrace mistakes and actually enjoy making mistakes, because it can lead to happy accidents. Plus, you never know what will be the thing, even if it was a mistake, that will lead to an amazing idea. Maybe it takes 5-6 mistakes before you get the breakthrough of an amazing idea, and maybe you would have never got that amazing idea without the mistakes. So in that frame of mind, there is no right or wrong. There's just a sequence of events that happen until you get to the place that you're satisfied with. And our conscious minds, our brains cannot know where a great creative idea will come from. You have to let go and embrace the process and let your music and your creativity show you what the right answer is. And finally, don't be scared to mess up or ruin great ideas. Get messy. Get creative, break things, embrace that creativity, and don't be scared to push the boundaries. Don't think inside the box, break the box. And in the digital age, there is nothing that is truly lost. You could create a copy and play around with that copy. There's undo. If you back up your work, you're good to go. So do not be scared to get messy and make mistakes, because you never know what you'll yield with that approach. So let me ask you, do you really want to keep watching content and never making progress with your music? Or do you want to become a music creator that pushes the boundaries just like your favorite artists? I know where I'm going. So if you'd like to learn more about that process to help you awaken that inner artist and push the boundaries and have fun, check out the link in the description below for your free 7-step framework. If you got value out of this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to stay in tune for the next MetaMind Music transmission, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let me know, what do you think about tutorials? Are you more of a consumer, or are you more of a creator right now with your music? I'd love to know in the comments below. And with that said, I will see you in the next video.